everybody, Tashi here from Pixie Mommies Reborns. Welcome back, and to all of you new, hello and welcome. So I have baby Athena here for you today, and she is mighty hungry. We're gonna feed her. To those of you new, Athena is the pearl sculpt by Noemi Roarks of Noe Art Dolls, and she's the newest addition to my nursery. She's a full-bodied silicone baby girl. So we're gonna give baby Athena her first feeding and maybe a diaper change. And I'm gonna chat with you all. So I have up here right now this bottle that I have prepared. Her auntie that I purchased her from sent some really adorable preemie bottles, but I don't have them up here and set up yet. This is what I have up here. So this is what we're gonna feed her with, which is just a little I think this is the Medela from the breast pump bottles. So that's what this is, with a sealed nipple. And then I use, and I know this is redundant to some of you, but I use the lubricating jelly. This is like KY jelly, just the generic brand. And I always use a little bit of that on the nipple of my bottles or passies for my full-bodied silicones, to protect the silicone and the paint. That's a trick that many doll collectors that role play do use, and so I learned it from others. Collectors have been doing this for years. So I think she is fussing, little Miss Drama Queen over here. So get started feeding her and see how she takes a bottle. And this also has a actual preemie nipple on it. Nice small preemie nipple on this bottle, which is why I like it also for my micro ooh, my goodness, I'm sorry, baby girl. Oh, now we really got her screaming. Oh my goodness. This is just my first time, putting a bottle in her mouth. So because she has her tongue kind of, I don't know if you all can see, but I was just wanting to make sure it goes over her tongue. Yes, it did. Okay, that was my concern there. Oh, look at you. Yeah. Were you hungry, or are you just gonna fuss? So I can't tell you all how special this baby girl is to me. I never thought that I would be able to get a pearl sculpt, let alone this one. She's so beautiful, so beautifully painted and rooted. So I'm just although it's been crazy hectic here, the time that I've had with her, I am thoroughly enjoying. So I noticed it's about 4:30 a.m. On Friday, on September 11th, and I'm a night owl to begin with. I'm still not back on schedule, but whatchamacallit, I realized, today is 9/11, and I am a New Yorker, I live in New York, on Long Island, New York. I'm not too far out of the city, and 9/11 was, had a huge impact on myself and my family. I think probably everyone in the state of New York, and perhaps elsewhere, but certainly New York, remembers exactly where they were on 9/11, and where they were the moments the planes flew into the towers, where they were you know, when the towers fell and that sort of thing. And I would just like to say, you know, just to, you know, perhaps take a moment when this video is over to, you know, honor our fallen heroes, everyone that, you know, died on 9/11, you know, everyone that was there in the towers, and all the firefighters and police and rescue workers, Good Samaritans, and people that, you know, went in to rescue, and then the towers fell. And I would just like to, you know, just, you know, say that to please, you know, think of our fallen heroes, and most especially their families, and our heroes that were in the towers that survived, as well as our, you know, heroes, rescue workers that that are, you know, now, you know, perhaps saying, you know, people are still dying from 9/11. I lost my cousin. He was 34 years old. I lost him, oh gosh, I think it's going on like 6 years now, that I was close with, him and his friends, his tattoo buddies. He was a tattoo artist in Brooklyn, and a bunch of them went in, literally like the next day, that, you know, they went on to ground zero and worked on the piles. And my cousin, you know, he had actually beat leukemia prior to that, but then his, you know, lungs got bad after that, and you know, he passed away. So anyway, so it's a day that I think about all that. I think about that morning. I think about, you know, turning my TV on, and seeing, you know, I believe it was my mother-in-law at the time that called, and because they watched the news every morning, and she said, you know, do you have your TV on? Do you have the news on? And of course I didn't. And, you know, go put it on. We're you know, we're under attack. Put it on. And you know, I said, oh my gosh. And I put it on, and the first plane, you know, had hit the tower, and it was just, you know, the footage of the, you know, tower on fire. And I called my mom. I said, you know, put on the TV. And we didn't know at that time. My mom was like, well, it could be a plane crash. It looks like a plane crash. And I was like, well, it could be, but people are saying that it's possibly was done on purpose, and that it was an attack. And literally, as we were speaking on the phone, we were both watching the TV as the second plane flew into the second tower. And of course, it was absolutely surreal, and we realized, oh my God, we're under attack. And you know, from there, I think we were all just watching in just horror and disbelief. And I mean, you know, to any of you that watched that footage live as it was happening, you know, to see people, you know, jumping from the tower, it was just like, it almost wasn't real. I mean, it was very real, don't get me wrong, and it was just, it was just so shocking and so upsetting. It's hard for your mind when that's happening to like process, you know, what was happening. And as we're watching a reporter talking, and there's, you know, people jumping from the building behind him in the background, and he's, you know, I forget what channel I had on that morning, but literally, as the cameraman is, you know, the news reporter is talking, the first tower fell behind him, and you could just see him like this bellow of smoke coming at everyone, and you could just see him, like, looking and then turning to run, and the person holding the camera ran and turned the camera like behind them as they were running, and you could see like this huge, smoke, bellow coming at them, and people running, and it was just, and then you realize, oh my God, all those people, it was a difficult, day, and we will never forget. I will never forget. Here it is, 2020, and it's almost like it was yesterday. The feeling that you have on this day of mourning and sadness, and also the honor of our heroes, and the country really came together at that time for us. New York, certainly, after that, I mean, we all had our flags out, and our, just, and of course, I mean, I had a neighbor across the street. Well, they were like across and a little ways down, but they were on our block, and they had a porch, a big porch, and the husband was, in the towers, and this family had banners out in front on the porch, asking for prayers, and the kids, and, Daddy, please come home, and they slept out on the porch for I don't know how many nights, a lot of nights, while he was missing, I guess, until he was, I didn't know them well, so I don't know how they confirmed he was dead at a certain point, but they did. It was just the most horrific and surreal, and just terrifying, just sad, all of that. And I think the only thing that people had to kind of hold on to stop from I don't know, for just that we had, was how we came together as a state here in New York, how New Yorkers came together for one another, and how the country pulled together. And I am proud. I am proud to be a New Yorker, and I am proud to be an American. I'm proud of my country, and when we have it, it's a shame in a way that it takes such a tragedy to unite people as one, to realize that there is something greater out there, that we need to come together for a greater threat, I guess, a greater importance of the daily, silly stuff that people argue about, or are divided about, whatever it may be, your political views, your religious view, whatever, divides people. Being united, overcame a lot of that, because we were united as one for the greater good of the country, and, decent humanity. So anyway, I just wanted to, I wasn't going to sleep anyway, and I'm pretty sure each year I do make a video on my channel on 9/11, because, of course it's my Dolly channel, and I know this is little this little one's first feeding, and I might have some of y'all new here to come see the little silicone baby girl. But it's also my vlog. It's my journey here in doll collecting. I don't share a ton of life, but it's personal, but it's not if that makes sense. So, something that I certainly would talk about. And in the coming weeks, coming days, and weeks, depending on because I have buka stuff going on, and I'll let y'all know. Gabe started school yesterday, to those of you that have been with me. My son Gabriel, my youngest of 4, and he has special needs. He's on the autism spectrum, ADHD. He's very high functioning, and he is in mainstream classes in the 7th grade now. And his first day was yesterday. Our kids here are going 2 days a week in school and 3 days of remote learning. And he had a wonderful first day yesterday, so we're thankful for that. Lots of concerns and lots going on, and parents and students as well. We had a student, actually, our district is on the news because we had a high school student arrested the other day because he came in on the days that he was not, scheduled to be in, as far as asserting his, constitutional rights to an education. But they ultimately, the first day on it, they suspended him, but the second day he showed up when he wasn't supposed to, they actually arrested him. So I'm following that. I don't know what will come of that as they go along, because the kid's parents were, standing behind him as well. And he just, is one of many of thousands of kids and people that just aren't able to learn remotely that way, and that need to be, in the classroom and hands-on, or having a teacher in front of them. So anyway, there's just like lots and lots and lots going on. And, I'm doing like lots of emails and things to, our local, Congress, and just different things, because, concerned that my son is not getting a proper education. I'm not equipped to homeschool at all. That's, anyway. So just in a nutshell, a lot going on. But Gabe he doesn't really know about any of that. He has anxiety and stuff, and I just, he just was happy to go to school, and then knows he's gonna go 2 days a week. And so he's, he had a really nice day, and of course he'll be getting up soon. Actually, I've stayed up all night, but anyhow, so that went on. But I went a little off here, but I am going to be talking about, I think there's actually a nice change rolling in, I guess, in the doll community, and I feel a sense of peace. And I think a lot of people in the community here feel a sense of peace, and I'm going to talk about why in another video. It's going to be too long in this one, but and I think possibly that feeling of peace might lead to a little bit more of unitedness, which was what I was getting at with, New York and the U.S. and 9/11 and all that, about togetherness. And, we are so much stronger as a community, working together. And it doesn't have to be this ridiculous notion of that we're all gonna hold hands and sing Kumbaya into the sunset at all, because it's not practical to think that everybody's just gonna like each other and get along. That's not reality. It's just not. But we can choose to just not talk to, not and not watch, the people that we don't like. I've been saying this from the beginning. This all is what we're doing here is virtual in the hobby on YouTube and, social media, Instagram, Facebook, all that. And it's just as simple as a click. You can block someone, you can, you don't have to, and you certainly don't have to go and watch. When we go and watch people that we don't like, automatically, when you already just have a reason why you don't like someone, you're gonna find all of their faults in what you're watching. Nothing that they're gonna say or do is gonna be right to you. And we often become very hypocritical, because we judge people that we don't care for, and we don't realize that we're judging them on like it's okay if we're making that mistake, or sharing that opinion, or speaking our mind, or our friends are, but it's not okay if somebody you don't like is. And that's when it gets ugly, when people choose to use their social media platforms or their YouTube platforms to smear campaign others, and to constantly attack and pick apart everything that they don't like about someone else. And if someone makes a video that you're unhappy with, or even a video about you, it's I've run into this situation and had this, and I'm gonna get into more detail, and I am gonna talk about this because I do think that I didn't speak up about certain things while they were going on. Finally, it's almost going on 2 years now, but someone else that was experiencing much of the same did speak up, and finally spoke up, and they had the wherewithal to get together the evidence, because at this point now you're talking about all a whole long period of time that things have went on. Anyways, and I'm looking back and thinking to myself, maybe I shouldn't have just went with the ignore the bully type of thing, because then people didn't get a clear picture of what was going on, and they see someone not defending themselves against lies. They see people not correcting and things like that. I don't know. I feel like that causes more of that channel back and forth thing, which y'all know I just don't do. I understand that channel, the few that were here that didn't like me and had it out for me, made it appear that way on their channels every day, that I'm involved with some sort of ongoing drama and da 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 da. But if you look, I am not. And I haven't been. What I'm involved with is being the victim of being stalked and harassed and bullied and slandered and defamed, and all of that. And the stalking and the harassment gets to an illegal point. So other than that, I'm not involved with any back and forth at all, or anything. And y'all know what, some of you all know, a lot of you all, I think, know that follow my channel and me, that how busy my life is and what the crap that I got going on. So even if I wanted to, I wouldn't be able to be keeping up on all that. But I don't have any desire to, because as I've said many times, and it's not just something to say, people, this is my happy place, because it's my hobby. It's my hobby, and it's I'm spending money to collect dolls that they're not a necessity. It's a want. It's and all of it, and coming here and sharing with all of you has become a big part of how I enjoy the hobby. And I got all into it really fast, when I first got in. So I've made so many friends here that I love and appreciate, and that bring joy, and that better my life, because all of you watching, all of you are in it. You all mean a lot to me. But anyway, I just feel like it's as grown-ups here, there's just no reason to in a hobby like this, to use the platform to pick apart people that you don't like, because you're gonna, we're human beings. You're gonna pick apart and highlight things that you don't like about, or mistakes that people make. And it's just not the right thing to do here, when the entire majority of the actual community that is here for the doll collecting and showing dolls and talking about dolls, and we even get made fun of for that. Oh, the boring, all we're showing is dolls. Well, it's a doll hobby. And some of us share more and share about ourselves and things like that. But all in all, yeah, well, it's a doll hobby. Anyways, so that is the introduction, or the baseline to some of the videos that I'm going to be talking about. They're not going to be drama videos, and they're certainly not any sort of response to or back and forth in any way, shape, or form. It's just simply talking about this topic with you all. I see some positive changes, and perhaps maybe some people that were here that weren't really in the hobby, that and one person here in particular that spoke up for themselves and the greater good, and really put facts and truth out there, and put themselves on the line, because sometimes people will come down on people for doing that, like, oh, you're putting out drama videos, but it really had to be done. And that person in particular, which I will state as I go along in videos, had a reason. Their reputation mattered because they have a business here, and so they and they were just targeted. And so anyway, and some of you that know what's going on know what I'm talking about, and the rest of you don't know what the heck I'm talking about, and you're just looking at this amazing baby girl. So anyways, I just want to say that I'm not burying my head in the sand, or being a coward and not talking about the topic, but I just want people to know up front, so that it's not stirring anything, that it's not going to be like directed at anyone specific, or what I'm saying, if that makes sense. But I think it's something to talk about here, and might help, when you see mistakes happen, and things, you want to learn from them. And there's always gonna be dolly trauma. It's a community based of mostly women. The majority is women, but and people from like all different walks of life, all over the world. People are gonna have their differences. You're talking about businesses and buying and selling and art and, you know, certain things subjective and things. And there's always going to be stuff and things going on when you get a large group of people together like this. And it just is the way it is. I think it's that way in most, especially online, where you're not face to face with people. It's easier for things to go wrong, especially when we're typing and not talking and hearing people's voices. It could just be a misunderstanding, etc. Which is why I think it's more important for us here to remember that we are adults and, you know, you can let things go if you don't care for someone. Move on. Don't watch them. This hobby, this industry, this community is huge. It's growing every day. We have new collectors coming in every day. Hello to everybody new that's sitting here like, what the heck is she babbling about? But we do. It's big. So there's enough room that we don't have to be around and watching people that we don't care for. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed seeing baby Athena getting her first bottle. I know it really wasn't much baby talk, but at least you had an adorable baby to watch getting fed. Well, I blah, blah, blabbed. If you're still here and you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to this channel if you would like to see more. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you get the notifications when I post. So that's about it. I just, you know, take a moment when the video goes off to honor our fallen heroes. It is 9/11. All right, everyone. Till next time. God bless.